Okay, so our fourth podcast. Ikhmal.
Hello, my name is Ikhmal. How are you guys today?
Fine, thank you. All right, and now we're joined by Trainer Hakim as well. I think it's
Oh,
probably setting up. Yeah.
nice one.
So today's podcast, although you might see it in July, it's actually recorded in June. Ikhmal, can you confirm that fact?
Yes, I mean it's the end of the June, almost July. Yeah, it's basically like between June and July loh.
So Iqmal here is our kind of, you can say our one of our best friends, best colleague, one of our senpai. Oh wait, actually I am your senpai, Iqmal.
Ooh, good to know that.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, yeah, and Iqmal was also one of the managers of electronics as well, the electronic department. So nice to have you back, Iqmal.
X, isn't it? Ex manager.
Because he had to what?
Manager
Continue
soon to be
his,
doctor.
yeah, maybe soon to be doctor. Actually, man,
Astagfirullah.
one reason why, I mean, we have many reasons to bring you up here today for the podcast, because today's podcast have a lot of things to cover that it might not even take 40 minutes. So we just ask you the important questions, eh? Okay, Mr.
It's
Prime Minister Iqmal.
it's okay, no worries. As long as I can answer, then I can answer lah. Easy rule.
Easier.
Mm-hmm.
So, my dear guest, can you explain about yourself a little, like what you're currently doing?
Wow, it's like, reminiscing me during my internship for the interview during internship, like 2 years ago. Oh my God. Okay, so hello everyone. So my name is Mike Mabes Fan. So you can see my name here. So currently I am a student in one of the local university only. So currently I am doing something related to the medical field, which is the medical physics. So yeah, so I almost done with my semester. Then hopefully I can make it through. Yeah, so that's my brief introduction about myself.
I mean, wish you all the best.
Yeah, same. Wish you
Thank
all the
you.
best.
Samida.
It's also half Korean. Okay, that's a
Mm,
lie.
Astaghfirullah.
So, Mal, actually, because you're not only good in physics, but you're also, wow, I, we're talking about how hungry we were, and then Hakim showed up eating. Oh man.
Wow. So I thought during the podcast we cannot eat, man. So I thought I should eat also.
Can you know what I'm
We
eating?
can.
Can you know
Mm.
you know what I'm eating?
Oreos, right?
I stole my sister's Kinder Joy.
You
You
have a
stole your
sister?
sister kinder. We just know that OMG.
OMG. The
Hey, you
more
do
you
know that
know.
Kinder Joy is actually banned, I think, in America
Why? Because the price is too
because it
much?
goes against because it goes against their like food. What do you call that?
Oh, the
They have
policy,
like
the
these the
food and
policies, the
drug
food
thing.
policies because like Kinder Joy they put a toy and with the food, so like no, it's not allowed. But
Oh, the plastic,
yeah, that's
the
one of their
chemicals.
that's one of their food policies.
Ah,
I thought you want to say that
that-
they banned because of the joy. So America doesn't like joy.
No, I'm pretty sure America is like extra joy.
Yeah. I mean,
There
extra joy until end of today because it's gonna be a new month later.
I
Oops.
go. Oops. So
Okay.
sad.
So, so Mal, because you're not only good in physics, but currently you're actually like MO, right? Medical officer, right?
Not yet. I
Soon to be.
mean,
I
soon to
mean,
be. Hopefully. I mean.
so can you like explain to us some of the electrical appliances used in your field and how important it is?
Okay, so basically, okay, so I just what it's called just explain briefly from what I know, basically. Okay, so it cannot be denied that electronic appliance or devices, right? It cannot be denied that it is important in our daily life. It's not just including in the medical field also. It also important in any other field also, such as education, and then what is it? In is it called invention and so on, right? So in medical field, the closest medical device that uh that human being or that basically that human lah
Why is
ourselves.
Hakim making weird faces?
I don't know. Hakim, right? It's Hakim.
I'm not making
Okay.
I'm not making anything weird.
All right. So one of the closest medical devices that everyone can afford is actually the smartwatch actually. So because I
I thought it was
think
a Kinder Joy because Hakim was showing Kinder Joy. He said that one of the best electrical appliances was showing the Kinder
oh
Joy.
my god, I almost said like that, because I saw him eating like that, so I almost like I don't slip my tongue to say Kinder Joy. Okay, so back to the topic. So basically,
Smartwatch.
the smartwatch is one of the closest or one of the closest medical devices that everyone can afford basically. Because as you can see from smartwatch, right? Most of them, I don't think most of them, I think all of them have like basic um the so-called medical applications such as the heart rate counter, and then what is it? The step
Steps.
counter, yeah, in the step counter. And in the Samsung, one of the most of the Samsung smartwatch, they already have the ECG, the electrocardiogram. So basically those
Oh
are some
wow.
of the, yeah, so basically some most, how do I say? I forgot already what to say. So basically those are the medical devices or medical application that everyone can afford basically. Okay, so instead we go to the hospital, right? Let's say if you want to check our heart rate or our heartbeat or maybe our electro ECG, right? So we don't need to go to the hospital anymore because we have this kind of this smartwatch to see. But just keep in mind that the application might not be as accurate as what the hospital devices. So from time to time, we in the end we also need to go to the hospital or to the medical center to check accurately. Okay, so besides the smartwatch, right? We also like, so this electronic device, right? They help us to basically they help the human or any medical officers, right, to reduce their, what is it called, to reduce their burden. Okay, because we are human, right? So medical officer also human. So human, of course, we feel tired, right? So in order to less our burden, right? So we use some of these medical devices basically. For example, CPR. So you guys know CPR, right?
Yeah, I do.
CPR,
Yeah.
something like, uh when
Drown.
someone is
In lack
is
of
He's breathing.
oxygen.
drowned or pass out, right?
You
So we
wanted to
need
say pass
to,
away, right?
I almost said that actually.
I heard you say
So when
pass
some
up.
Yeah, so when someone is passed out, so we need to, what is it called? We need to make him conscious again, right? So we do the CPR. Basically, what is it called? We pump the blood or we pump the oxygen inside the body, right? So at one point, even though we are most of the officers, right, it's a training one, it's a trained medical officer, they can do the CPR like 2 hours non-stop, basically. But of course, after 2 hours, we will burn out, right? So we need some device to help us to lessen our tiredness. So that's why we have this so-called devices called DFP or defibrillator. If you guys don't know what is a defibrillator, you guys familiar with the game Left 4 Dead, right? So
Yeah,
inside that
the
game,
electric.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Inside that, so we have the DFP or the defibrillator. So that device help us to do the CPR, basically sending the electrical impulse throughout the device, so that the officer or the person in charge doesn't need to pull out so much energy to do the CPR. Okay. So beside that, also in medical devices, we also use electronic in the scanning machine, for example, X-ray, CT scan, MRI, ultrasound, also not ultrasonic, ultrasound.
You've been confused
Ultra
with that since. Oh
since
my god.
yesterday.
Yeah.
OMG.
I think I've met like this company that provided the what they
That's
Ultrasound?
call appliances. I'm not sure about ultrasound because my mother's department is not isn't really doesn't use ultrasound to my knowledge, but like endoscopy. So
yes,
like
endoscopy.
the
Endoscopy.
scoping thingy. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
endoscopy.
quick scope.
Quick
As
scope.
someone who undergot prostate exam, yeah.
Yes. So endoscopy.
There's a lens company called, I'm not trying to promote them, but
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
it's called Pentax. Yeah, they actually do,
Oh,
they are lens
Pentax.
company for cameras, but they also do like they also have a part for like scopes for medical, for like hospitals or whatnot
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah,
Malaysia.
the pen, I think it's pentas, isn't it? Is it pentas?
PEPNTX. You can search
P-
the first thing I come out is Pentax Malaysia.
The first thing that I okay, so the first thing that I search from here, right? The first one is come out is the Pentagon. Oh my god.
Oh, you mean the one that someone leaked on Discord?
Yes. You know Pentagon, right? Pentagon is one of the K-pop group. That's why. Nice. So
But
basically
they have
endoscope.
they have the Pentax Medical, which is the one that's
Yes, correct. So
yeah. Yeah, no, you can take over. Sorry, my bad.
yes, correct. So basically, endoscopy also using the what is it called? Using the electronic device also because we want to see what's inside the human body, right? So of course we don't want to open up you guys, right? So we need to send something inside your body to check. Without having open up you guys lah. Basically, it's like that.
Open up.
Yeah. So yeah. So many,
Open up.
so many medical devices that use the electronic application lah. So if you so we can Google out, so we can read from any research article from the website itself, so we can know from at least if we don't know the full mechanism of the devices, at least we know what is the device basically lah. For example, the FB is for what, and then CT scan is for what, just for general knowledge only. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why my brain is more towards the business right now.
Ooh, so
Like
you need to change department lah. Change
no, I mean
department.
like okay, like
Because
this
of the
it's
CT
a lens
scan.
company, right? But not only they make lenses for like like for videography, but they also do like lenses and technology for medical purposes, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's correct.
Like a
Because
mini
most
department.
Yes, correct. Because if we go back to the old times, right? Most of the this nowadays medical device, right? Originally they are not they are not for the medical purpose actually. They are more to the industrial one. For example, like X-ray, right? X-ray in the old time is not for the medical purpose actually. X-ray
What's it for?
X-ray during the old times, right? It used to because the X-ray during the invention, right? That time it how do you say? Historically, it is invented during the war, basically. So they use the X-ray to basically to one of the main thing is that to locate the enemies because they are using the I don't know something like I don't know they are using for something like I don't know lah, maybe related to the
To the heat,
this
is it the body heat
yeah
or something?
this
I
army thingy, army,
I
yes.
discovered X-ray when I watched Mortal Kombat players.
Which one?
The old
What?
ones or the new
Mortal
ones?
the old one lah with the X-ray skeleton.
Oh my god, I miss my old
Fatality.
times. Yeah,
Mortal
Fatality.
Kombat was the best. You need to even input a code to see the blood.
it's very nice,
For
man.
me, it's the costumes. if you know what I mean.
I know
The
exactly who
costume.
you mean.
Original costumes, yeah. They changed it too much.
Change to what? Change your taste, OMG.
OMG.
Yeah, I guess.
I heard there's a new Mortal Kombat coming out,
Elaborate.
but I don't want to divert the topic.
Is it movie or what? I thought it's like
No,
the
Game.
Game.
Elaborate.
There's
oh
a new one
the
coming
Mortal
out.
Kombat game.
It's been how many years since the last one?
Is it the one that have the fatal mortalities there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what their gimmick lah. They always
Hmm.
have their brutality. It's like a must.
Nice. I like
Scorpion,
that.
Sub-Zero.
I kind of
Mhm.
like it actually. I think it's that's why I think Mortal Kombat is a bit more fun than the other ones like Street Fighter or whatnot. Street Fighter they have iconic characters, but Mortal Kombat is just it's just the brutality is just too good lah. It makes you satisfying when you win.
Yes. The
Unpopular
graphic.
opinion. Taken for the win.
Oh,
Thank you. What?
Tekken. What
Oh,
happened to Tekken
Taken.
though? Tekken is like I haven't heard Tekken in a long time.
Yeah.
What's the latest Tekken? Is there still Tekken?
Actually, it was 7. I
Ayo.
think it was still 7.
I
You
see.
need to see the title. Why you don't see Taken again? Because it's taken aback already.
Oh.
Oh my god, I hate this joke.
Actually,
My expertise is not that much towards like electronics and applied whatever like call this like physics or whatever. That's a bit out of my expertise. I want more towards like programming, coding.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm figuring right now I'm currently um doing what do you call a bit more elaborate coding for the robot arm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll take a look on that one.
Yes, good one. Because electronic, we don't like strain to just one field only, right? So many field in the world use the electronic devices. And plus we are in the, I think still in the is it fourth industrial revolution. So we
yeah.
are so we are more to the digital thingy, right? So that's why we need this kind of electronic knowledge to apply to the current trend. Not
Recently, I
inside.
found a really cool thing like how to okay. This is like regarding like the arm, right? Sorry to take away from you, Kwan, but like so I was thinking really hard like how to come up with the conditions instead of like I mean of course you have to use like if else switch cases and whatnot, but like if you want to control the arm simultaneously, you have to like really try and figure out like the conditions, the what do you call the variables in it. So I was like thinking, okay, what if I want to move this arm and that arm at the same time? Like how am I going to do the programming for that? Like, okay, there's gonna be so many if I just use like just plain conditions, right, there's gonna be I have to list out basically all of the probabilities and just it's gonna take like it's redundant. And that's only for four joints, four servos. So then someone told me about this really cool way to do it, which is like you use I think one knows. To use
Who who is it? I don't know.
I think one knows. But to use what do you call the first one is to use okay like to put the joints in a list like at where basically have 0 to 7. So each servo will either have increment decrement. So each servo will take two numbers. So the first number is 0 to 1, the second one 2 to 3, third one 4 to 5, and so on lah. So the 0 to 1, so how we're going to separate those into two things like either go increment or decrement. Or how do we separate them? We can do like we can do if I'm not mistaken, we can do divide by two. Sorry, divide by okay. Basically, the result will either be 0 or 1. That's for mathematical equation. I'm not sure whether it's the you have to do modulus or you have to be divide, and then there's a little bit of plus equation. You're going to get 0 or 1, and then from those 0 or 1s, and then you're going to have like basically more ways. You basically using mathematics to get like the preferred outcome that you want. And so like each number will have It's fascinating, but it's hard to explain in just words. It'll be easier with a whiteboard, I would say. Maybe I'll explain this to like the interns next week. But that's in my head right now. Kind of like that, trying to understand those things.
Yeah,
It
it
opened
makes
my eyes
sense.
a bit.
Yeah, it makes sense because when you do the robotic arm, right? We have the like twisting something like that, right? So we call it
Yeah,
as we call it as a in physics we call it as a degree of freedom lah basically. So human arm no so basic so origin so human arm in total we have 7 degree of freedom. So yeah, 7 degree of freedom, you know, right? Yeah.
that's too much.
When you do the degree, when you do the robotic arm that one, right? That one I think it's only
Four,
yes,
four
just only
joints,
four.
man.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
just only four, right? So only four and already messed up already, right? So imagine you are doing like the if you want to simulate something which is almost similar to the human arm, right? So you need to do programming for 7 degree of freedom. That's the least that you need to do. Okay. So you can imagine lah how hard it is, how messed up the code it is. Yeah. So we need to appreciate our
Will up.
human
yeah.
body.
Mine
Mm.
more like mathematics.
Yes,
I
correct.
kind of see the more to
Yes.
like how you apply mathematics in coding. Because because like okay, you could easily like list, not easily lah, I mean it's easy, but it's also like redundant. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
list all of the probabilities, like okay, if it's just two joints, it'll be easier. Like okay, go up, like let's say one moving, two moving, one moving, two not moving. Like okay, the probabilities are less, but then you have four.
Mm.
They'll multiply. Imagine like you
Yes,
have
correct.
like an actual arm seven. You're like, oh, you can list them all out, but it's gonna be like very very not a practical way to do it. It's
Yeah.
like when we teach kids about loops. Like you're not
Yes.
gonna copy and paste 100 times.
Yes,
You can do
correct.
it. You can do it, but it's just redundant.
Yeah. You can do it, but theoretically. If you want to do it practically, it will take
Yeah,
time. Obviously, lah. Okay. So
Uh,
what to do? That's life, isn't it?
Ikhmal, actually, I think you still have a little bit more time, maybe 20 minutes more before Zoom turns off. I actually would like to propose a topic based on not only your expertise, but it's also based on the event that just happened. The one that we're discussing about the Titan submersible, I think they call it. So,
the
uh,
submarine.
yeah, actually, it's not really a submarine. If it's a submarine, you can control it, but it's something like I forgot the term. It's because it's like a
Mm-hmm.
parasite to the host, where it
Mm-hmm.
to move, it depends on something else to bring it down.
Submersible. You say
Yeah,
here submersible.
submersible.
Yeah, we're talking about like okay.
You're talking about what? What?
Wait, I dropped.
Nani?
That was the best part.
Nanda Kore?
Nanda correct. Nanda, sorry. Yeah. So one thing, right, is about the
I
okay, why do you drop?
dropped my water. I was dropped it on my pee.
Oh
I
my
dropped
god.
my confidence.
I gotta put my water somewhere else next time.
So one
Sorry,
thing,
we're talking about the one that with the billionaires disappeared. Are we not talking about that one?
yeah, that one. You know what happened, right? I think they found it already.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yesterday, I think.
yeah. So the thing is like some people are talking about why they use a Logitech controller, but I would like to argue a bit about that. I think you can use a Logitech controller because it has multiple users, but based on what I heard, they were using the wireless function, which okay, once you go under the sea, you have less
SpongeBob SquarePants.
fans. You'll have less signal and less frequency because even the pressure and further going down the sea is more than what we are facing on land. So the further you go down, the less signal there will be. So if it's true that they were using the wireless controller, my question is why? why they didn't use the cable, because the cable should be able to withstand, because it doesn't depend on signal. It's direct connection. So I would
Yes.
like to ask, if we use the direct cable, like the joystick cable, will it be affected by the pressure?
You mean the cable?
Yeah.
I thought the submarine is thought to, like, anything within the submarine can withstand the pressure. That's why I don't know what this is what the news said, like, from what I heard, like it was because of like implosion, something like that, like because of one tiny crack in the submarine explode from inside, blah blah.
They did not. I'm not sure if they test it properly or not, but it was not. It was not made to withstand the pressure under there.
The submarine,
The the one that Ocean Gate created lah. It was not. It was not
yeah, that's
created to
that's what
withstand
they
that one.
that's what they said, but
Mm.
I don't know. They're saying like so many stuff that it's like contradicting one another. I'm not sure. From what I heard, they did the testing. This is what, like, after you go viral, right? They said like, oh, like it didn't pass the testing, but they still, I don't know why is it there then. And then there's another part where is it because like submarines, they are designed to withstand pressure as long as there's no like cracks or whatnot. Then there's a different explanation. So everything within the submarine is supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So long there's
submarine. Yeah, but because the Titan, what is it called? The Titan,
Ocean Gate.
it's, Ocean Gate. It's not submarine. It's a what is it called? Submersible, isn't it? So
Yeah.
basically, submersible. Generally, the pilot is not inside the submarine. It's controlled from outside. So that's why they are using the wireless, what is it called, using the Logitech one, right? For
Yeah.
submarine, the pilot is inside the submarine, which means the what is it called, inside the boat is not the boat, yeah, boat lah basically.
Yeah. The ship.
It, inside the ship, yes. Inside the ship itself lah, so that's why it can withstand the pressure. Okay, so why they use the submersible instead of the submarine? Because basically it's a cost thing lah. It's the cost thingy. And then if you use the submersible, it's way much more cheaper than the submarine, because for submersible, you only use it not for intense purpose. Submarine you use for the intense purpose because you need to go for war, isn't it? Not for war. For the Titan submersible, submersible we usually use it for
Exploration.
like yeah, exploration. How you can say it's like for a short term only. In Malaysia we call it as go for jalan-jalan only, right? Like that lah. Okay, so that's why they use the submersible ship for the Titanic exploration instead of using the submarine. Okay, because of the cost lah. And then go back to your question, which what happened if they use the cable, right? Okay, for cable, most probably it doesn't affected by the, what is it called? By the pressure, by the water pressure, because the information is sent through the cable, not wirelessly. So basically, they have like how do you say, medium to what is it called, to to send the signal through the cable
Uh,
instead of using the wireless one.
mhm.
Okay, something like that, to make it easy to understand lah.
Yeah. And one more thing is the saying about the implosion, right? So this one is based on what I've learned and also based on the Quran as well. Say that uh under the sea there were waves on top, like, and above the waves there are waves as well. Because in the Quran it was talking about those people who are like evil, that
mm-hmm,
that it's like too dark where above are waves and above more are waves, something like that. So based on what I understand, the submersible has gone through like even very deep, like to the point that the sea is already dark, like darker than, like no light penetrate at all, right?
mm-hmm.
So how, based on like your opinion or theory, how, like, how much pressure is there that it can cause the submarine to implode? Because if I'm not mistaken, when it implode, it took like less than 1 millisecond for it to just like boom. and
But
we
how is
crush
this
the database.
related to the the ayat you the part that the ayat that you mentioned
Oh,
about
it's
the waves under the wave, because that's talk about the underwater waves, right? The sonic, the one that you cannot the one you cannot see,
yeah, the one that you cannot see. Yeah, because
the
what I
wave,
mean
sonic
is
waves.
that means it's like too deep under the ocean already lah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Yes, correct. So basically, I think I know what Firdaus mentioned actually. We have whiteboard, right? Whiteboard,
yeah.
isn't it? What's the whiteboard?
By the
Can
way,
we
this Zoom is gonna end in 6 minutes. I think our topic is gonna go on longer than this. So maybe after this we
can
join
extend,
back the
right?
same link. It can
Can
extend,
extend,
yeah.
right? Can extend, right? Okay, explore new tool. What new tool is here? Oh, can use this one. Okay, so basically it's like this. Okay, so this is the sea surface. So this is the boat. How you draw a boat? Whatever lah.
Am I
Like
the
this one,
only one
right?
not seeing anything?
It's you haven't finished drawing.
You can see me drawing, right? This is the boat.
This is the fishes.
Like the fish there. Okay lah. So we're talking about the natural light, which is the sun, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
So from what Firdaus explained just now, he said that when we go deep into the sea, right? So there will be a total darkness, right?
Yeah, total
Not
darkness,
total
yeah.
darkness. It will be very dark, right? So yeah, it is logically because if you can see, right? So this light have its own wavelength, so have its own frequency, isn't it? Okay. So when it comes to the medium, it will there will be so many process lah. For example, like attenuation, scattering, and also refraction, right? So that's why light only can show its light properties whenever it has its frequency and wavelength. So that's the properties of the light to to what is it called to make the light itself, because like we can see light, right? White
Yeah.
light, yellow light, right? So if we go deep down into the sea, we cannot see the light anymore because there is no frequency, there's no wavelength anymore. So that's why we cannot see the light, and and of course there will be darkness, right? So same goes to the 5G frequency as well. Okay, light is the what is it called? Is the basically it's the fastest thing in the world so far. So if light cannot penetrate deep into the sea, so how about the 5G? The
No.
5G is
Yeah.
way much more slower than the light, isn't it? So if light
Yeah.
cannot penetrate, then you can think for yourself lah. What happened to the 5G or whatever frequency, the wireless frequency there? Of course, cannot see anymore, right? So that's why the signal down there is how is it called? Is disappeared because there is no more frequency due to the wavelength reduction.
It's kind of
And
ironic and sad actually because uh if I'm not wrong, in the past, right, for the Titanic itself, the captain himself got the news that the iceberg is there, and but he doesn't want to listen and he still proceed. But right now, the one of the staff also said that it's not safe, it's not really tested, it's not safe, so you can't go down there. But they are like, no, you're fired, we're still going down, and history repeats itself basically.
well,
And
what to
why
do?
you guys?
People have ego.
This is why this is a
But
life lesson to be learned.
yeah, and I've heard that now that next year they're going to open it up again. Of
Yes. Let's go. You
hashtag
want?
people never learn.
One question. How to erase this one? I cannot see eraser.
It's at the pen, and it's at the third one after the pencil.
Oh, okay. Now I can see.
I played around so much that I know it.
So
So
sad.
even the atmospheric pressure down there is it it improves because the atmospheric pressure is more than the submersible can.
Actually, it's more than that, actually. Because atmospheric pressure is only when you are on the surface of the ground. Let's say if you're on the ground, right? And none is in the
The
underground.
ground.
Okay, so let's say this is you. Ooh, this is you, right? So
Ooh.
when
That's a bit incorrect right there. I need to fix it.
yeah. So when
I
you
know you're
stand, right?
gonna do that.
Obviously. So when you stand on the basically above the sea level lah. So above the sea level, you only being affected by the atmospheric pressure lah. So you heard the ATM, right? Okay. But once you inside the sea, so you have atmospheric pressure to pressure you. It's not, and then you have another pressure, which is you have pressure in liquid. Remember physics
Oh,
H rho G, isn't it? So pressure in liquid.
I forgot
So
about that actually.
yeah, so total pressure is that this pressure inside liquid adding with the pressure of the ATM. So you can see so you can estimate lah how big is the pressure, isn't it? Yeah. So that's why this implosion, right? It just, for example, it happened like nanosecond or maybe millisecond. So it's very fast, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
So the dark joke is that no, you die already. Like that lah.
Damn.
Nice. Nice podcast.
Man, I still have some more things to ask. I think Hakim has more things to ask as well. But we have 1 minute left, so maybe after this we join back using this link.
Arasa.
I'm a billionaire, pressure ATM. Yeah, this ATM not the ATM machine, by the way. For those of you
Oh.
watching. ATM machine, ATM, I can't say ATM machine. It's the same as
It's
chai
at the moment.
tea. Where's
at,
that saying?
at the
Tea.
at the moment.
At the
At
moment.
at the moment machine.
Now, how to stop share? Cannot stop share. Oh, can close. Oh, like
Ooh.
that.
My art.
I haven't joined Zoom for a while, so I don't know the update.
Same. Oh, wait.
What to do?
That one's the whiteboard, right?
There's like a shared whiteboard or something like that.
How come he has the ability to do that? I don't have
Can
the ability to do that.
can share whiteboard, right? Have the
Yeah.
whiteboard there beside the apps.